how to make an emotional type beat for artists to just easily spill their heart and soul into. What we're going to need some instruments, and these instruments that I would focus on is like deep pads, pianos, strings, and more, which we'll get into in a minute. I'll show you a preview of this beat.
I'm always here if you need to talk. In case nobody's asked you this today, are you okay?
Yes, that's what we got here, and the first thing that I started with was this pad. And here is our progression. It's just following A up to the B. Yeah, so this pad originally sounds like this. But what I did is I added in halftime. So halftime brought it down. It calmed the sound a bit because I wanted it to be pretty minimalistic, because I wanted whoever raps on it or sings on it to be able to speak without the instrumental taking over. So we have the halftime here, and then I've added this love filter. So it gives it that wobble effect, and it's just this wobble preset here, and I changed the speed. Then also an EQ to cut out the bass to make room for our 808 in the future, and a little radiator to give it a little bit of saturation. Next up, I added this piano following the same progression, except for I added E in the middle because it sounded nicer. So yeah, pianos can do a good job in making your beat sound a little more emotional. And then we've just got a basic form of our melody here, but as a flute, it's a very short flute because I wanted the melody when it comes in for the chorus to be a lot larger. So here is our melody for our chorus. And this straight up just has an EQ on it. So I'll show you the thing. I used an ethereal guitar, and I also layered it with this ethereal piano. So we got that nice kind of like sad feel. So it's not really nice, but. And then again with this we have the. And then we also have another pad layered here, just to largen up that chorus a little more. Yeah, so then we move on to the drums, and I wanted this to be quite hard. It's quite like smooth, but it still leaves room for the artist. So we just got a kick here, hats and a snare. And the 808 following the bass notes. I face adversity on a daily. I'm wondering maybe if I'll make it, or I'm just crazy. I put these thoughts inside my mind, they hit intrusively every single time I'm making moves. You think it's like a movie scene, but I keep it real. Every single time I'm like the man is still invisible with the flows. No way you getting close, you know what I feel. Shit, you could never know how I truly feel. Asking me if I'm okay, and I'm holding back tears. Damn, and I see my future clear. Every single time I spitting on these rhymes, you know it's near. Every single time I'm getting close to the pedestal, I never yeah, so you get the point. So there's quite a lot of room for artists to get on this. And yeah, I think that's what you really need to focus on. A good tip I would advise for you is limiting certain instruments to certain frequencies. Let's say you've got like a couple of pianos. Those pianos are going to be hitting the same kind of frequency range. So like limiting them with the EQ, and then having like, so I'll pull up an example. So let's say your EQ's here. Let's say you have a piano, two pianos, and they're both going from this low mid to high mid range. For example, you could have one piano more predominantly in the low mid section and another one in the mid to high mid section, a bit like that. I would recommend smoothing out the cuts, however, but yeah, you get my point. So basically this is to avoid lots of sounds taking up the same frequency, and it allows the song to mix a lot better, and it allows a lot of the sounds to mix better. Yeah, just be mindful of the frequencies you're using and where you're placing them if you're a producer. If you're just getting into music, what I would recommend is just copying kind of like this and mess around with something called sound selection. If you don't know what sound selection is, it is literally choosing the correct sounds for the correct time, and it's a skill that definitely I'm still working on, but you need to build up to become a good producer, because sound selection is the most important, well, is one of the most important things. If you have bad sounds, it's not going to turn out well. So I hope this video helped in some way. I know it's not the most in-depth, I just wanted to give you some ideas and maybe spark something. If this did help, let me know. If not, then no worries, and I'll catch you in the next one.